So, Nash, we face Portsmouth at Wembley this Saturday for the Papa John's Trophy final. How excited are you personally for it?
It's great. Obviously, to be involved in any final at Wembley is fantastic, and I know a lot of the lads haven't played there before. So, when you're growing up and you become a footballer, one of the highlights of your career will be playing at Wembley. So hopefully the lads are going to be up for the day and putting a decent performance on the day.
What's it like going back to Wembley for you? You've been there a few times, and obviously with us for the National League playoff final. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, obviously last time we were there, we got promoted into League Two, so it's brings back some very fond memories. And it's always nice to go to Wembley, but it's horrible to lose there. So it doesn't matter what game it is. When you're at Wembley, you want to win the game, and Saturday is going to be no exception.
Now, this time it's going to be a little bit different, though, as it's behind closed doors with no fans. What impact do you think that's going to have on the game?
It's such a shame, really, in my view, that there's no fans there. Originally, I think they sold about 60,000 tickets for the game, which would have been fantastic for everyone involved. So it is a shame that fans are there, but it's the current climate socially, and we have to move on and deal with that. We all knew that it would have to be played at some point, so we have to think. Obviously, we don't get that help from the crowd, but we kind of used to that in some respects now, because we've been playing that a long time, all season, and players do adapt to it. But for some players, it can be a positive; for others, a negative. So hopefully, we can all stick together and gee ourselves up enough as a team to get through the game and make sure we put on a good performance.
Now, what difference is it from playing at Wembley and being a coach at Wembley? Is it a different kind of feeling?
It is a different kind of feeling, yeah, because there's, as a player, I've played there quite a few times, and I've been fortunate enough to do that. Certainly as a player, it's very, it's a psychological battle, because it can be a big occasion, and how I dealt with that was almost to treat it like any other game, and I found that helped me get through the game and make sure that I performed on the day. So as a coach, it's slightly different, because you've done all your work before the game and the days leading up to the game, and I think it's probably a little bit more enjoyable for me to watch it when I've done all the work and as a coach than when I was a player, because you've still got the work to do on the pitch. So but it's, whether you're a coach or whether you're a player, it's still a fantastic experience.
Now, we can't forget the previous players that helped us get to this stage last season. Chris Neal and Kyle Leatherin both played 3 games each. What was the journey like with them, training-wise, and seeing them succeed in this competition?
Yeah, it was great. Look, Nilo and Kyle, there's not really a great deal to choose between them. They both have their own attributes, and were slightly different. But as a team, they work well together. And as a goalkeeping unit, they both pushed each other all the way and challenged each other. And I think, obviously, when you've got 2 goalkeepers working side by side that challenge each other every day in training, that can only be good for the team and the team performances.
Now, one memory from this competition that springs to mind is Chris Neal's outstanding penalty save at Newport. What is that feeling like as a goalkeeper to save a penalty, but also as a coach, and were you proud on the sidelines?
It's great. As I say, you do your homework when it comes to, penalties and things like that, and you hope that, when you go through it with the goalkeepers, that they have input and a discussion takes place, and we can look back at certain penalties and think, make an educated guess as to where they're going to go. Other times you can't do that because it's so unpredictable. But it's about that communication and that that feedback from the goalkeepers that I need as a coach, because I'm always looking for their opinion on things as much as me trying to input my opinion on things. So as long as we're working together on that and doing what we can, hopefully we'll make the right decisions on the day.
Now, how important is it to still have that spirit from last year's team into this one?
Massively. I mean, you look at more noticeably, obviously everyone remembers the game that got you to the final at Newport, and like you said, Chris Neal saving the penalty shootout. I mean, I know from making just a save in a penalty save in a game how good you feel as a goalkeeper, and again, Neil must have felt over the moon making that, and because it was such an important save and the save that got us to Wembley, even more so. So hopefully we can rekindle that spirit really that we had last year for those games, and that'll stand us in good stead when it comes to the final.
Now, all the coaches and yourself have been working hard behind the scenes. For you personally, how do you prepare a player for Wembley?
Again, going back to what I said, just like any other game, obviously you look at what the opposition do, as far as obviously the way they score goals and things like that, and the strengths and weaknesses, and it's our jobs really as coaching staff, and together with the players, and get messages across to the players. It builds pictures in the goalkeeper's head as to potentially what may come his way, so he can react accordingly.
Now, Václav Hladký this season, when he came in, made an impact straight away. What has it been like working with him?
Fantastic. He's a great pro, and obviously in the summer we did our homework on Vas. Not just his playing ability, technical, tactical ability, but also his personal, how he was as a person. I had several conversations with people that had played with him, coaches that he'd played for, and you get a general sense, an idea of the man who is Vas. And he's, like I said, he's so professional. He leads the team in, by example. He's very vocal, which you need to be as a goalkeeper. It's one of, many attributes you need as a goalkeeper. And he's been a fantastic addition to this squad this year.
Now, one of his biggest attributes as well is being such a role model to young keeper Hayden Evans. Hayden also made his debut in the Papa John's Trophy this season. What's it like developing youth and also watching him learn from under Václav?
It's great. It's great for Hayden because he's got, like you say, he's got a role model there, and someone to look up to, and someone to learn from. It's not just me, picking out things that I think he can, improve on and develop on. It's about watching other goalkeepers, and he's not going to get many better than Vas to learn from at all. He's, as far as Hayden goes, he's a fantastic young goalkeeper. He's still very young. He's not 19 till October, so he's hopefully got a great future in front of him. It's just, as I say, as far as the developmental side of it goes, it's been tough for him this year because he's been involved straight away right from the get-go with first team affairs. So if there's one thing that he hasn't had to improve his development this year is a number of games, or not enough games. Obviously we're looking to remedy that when we can, but it's been a difficult season for him as far as that goes, because he needs those games to put things into practice and develop as a young goalkeeper. But as I say, hopefully we can get him a few more games between now and the end of the season, and that's going to help him and give him that platform to go on to the next step.
Now, Václav has never been at Wembley before. Is he excited?
Yes, yeah, I think that's the only reason he signed, really, because he knew we were going to Wembley. No, it's not really. No, he's super excited. He's never played there before. He's always wanted to play football in England, and that was one of the factors for him signing for us. He knew he was going to come in and play, and he's really looking forward to the experience and the challenge.
Now, Portsmouth are the holders, a massive historic club, but does any of that matter when it comes down to 90 minutes at Wembley?
Not at all, not at all. It's whoever turns up on the day and performs, and yes, you may need a bit of luck at times, doesn't matter who it is, But generally, if the team that turns up on the day will, generally win it. So hopefully we can do that. As I say, treat it as any other game in some respects. I think with not having fans there, that sort of, the occasion isn't as grand as it would be. So that may help, but nonetheless, we have to make sure that we're ready and not just one or two players, but every man in the squad turns up on the day. It's so influential and can help us make history.